Right then, everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephen Howson, and this is 5 things that we learned watching United against West Ham yesterday. In at number 1 then, Rashford is contributing. Now, if not performing, I would say. Late goal against Brentford, last minute winner against West Ham. Marcus, despite being in objectively poor form, really not playing well, if he can keep adding goals and keep adding or start adding some assists, I think it'll do wonders for his confidence. He doesn't look at all at the races at the moment, but doing things like that, last minute winners in front of the Stretford end, will do amazing things for his confidence. He looks to me like a very much a confidence player, the sort of player that needs to feel like it's going right for him to start trying things, and hopefully that'll start teasing some performances out of him because, as I said, as it stands, you wouldn't start him, but coming off the bench and contributing like that has to do wonders for his confidence. In number 2 then, Declan Rice. Now, Declan Rice, I'm almost sick of hearing the links between Declan Rice and Manchester United, and he isn't just a defensive midfielder. I mean, he is a defensive midfielder, but he's not just that. I think he's a player that Rangnick would genuinely love. He loves the dirty, the unspectacular stuff, the unseen sort of just slow positioning movement, but he also has the ability to play line-breaking passes, and for me that's something that I think Ralph wants this midfield to be able to play. Quick, incisive, transitional passes that start attacks, because that's what he does for West Ham. He starts West Ham attacks often on the transition. He also shows the composure and the maturity that United completely lack in the centre of midfield. The only drama with him and any potential transfer that I see to United is likely the £100 million fee that's going to be commanded for him. If he was 50, even, do you know what, £60 million, I'd be like, do you know what, bang the drum, get the guy. But when it's £100 million, I think, you know, we discussed it last night on the live, didn't we? You could probably get 2 players in for the price of how much it's going to cost you for Declan Rice. And I think United actually need 2 players. So as much as I think that him as a player makes a lot of sense, him as a player with the valuation West Ham are going to put on him, hard to justify, I think, with our current ownership. Number 3, mixed reception for Martial. So Tony came on yesterday to boos, which I definitely don't agree with. Anyone who's wearing a United shirt, anyone who's in the Manchester United manager chair, you don't boo them. You can boo a performance from a team, which I still don't really dig, but I'll accept that more than just straight individual booing. But the reaction to his performance, especially from Marshall FC, is baffling, for want of a better word. He came on and literally did less than the 2 other substitutes that came on, Cavani and Rashford, who combined for the goal. Yes, Tony played the ball to Cavani, but when it goes down into the books, there's an assist from Cavani and a goal from Marcus Rashford. But the way Marshall FC, I mean, I got dived on because, you know, I've made my feelings on him staying at United clear. So the amount of Tony Marshall fans that got onto me yesterday was like, there you go, shut you up, aren't and being a bit abusive with it as well, let's be honest. Baffling. Like, hang on. No one's out here saying Marcus Rashford won that game on his own. No one's out here saying Cavani won that game on his own. Literally all 4 forwards contributed at some point in that goal. I thought Tony's performance was fine. I didn't think it was bad. I thought he looked bright. He certainly looked brighter than he's looked usually. But he did his job. He didn't exactly come on and light the world alight where you go, oh my God, he has to start every game now and don't sell him. It was kind of like, yeah. All right, okay. Sound. He didn't. People are coming out and saying he literally won the game on his own. I'm not saying that about the lad who scored the goal, which is mental. No, you play a pass for Cavani, which helps him set it up. Yeah, but if Cavani spoons that pass, there's no goal. If Rashford spoons a shot, there's no goal. And you can probably apply the same metric. If Tony doesn't play that pass, there's no goal as well. They all contributed to that goal. To say Marshall won the game is absolutely ridiculous. You know, and I wouldn't say that about Cavani or Rashford either. He did his job. But I'll tell you this, I will be glad when he goes. And it's not actually anything Anthony Martial's done. It's Marshall FC. They do my fucking head in. Number 4, Ronaldo and Greenwood. Now, Cavani and Ronaldo, obviously 2 experienced centre-forwards that have joined the club, latter stages of their career, one rejoining the club, latter stages of the career. And they've got a potential superstar centre-forward that would probably like to learn off both of them. Now, the early sort of talk coming out of the club was Greenwood was getting a lot of attention from Cavani, put his arm around him, literally and figuratively, and was teaching him movement, finishing, talking to him, mentoring him, that sort of stuff. And then when they played, you could see Cavani was frustrated as hell with Greenwood. But there was almost like a brotherly kind of attitude to it where it was, you're annoying, but here's what we need to do. With Ronaldo and Greenwood, it feels like genuine distaste. It feels like, and again, it could be because Ronaldo's more expressionate, he's a little bit more petulant, but it feels like he's not having him. It feels like he can't be asked with him. It actually reminds me a lot of how Ruud van Nistelrooy was when Ronaldo joined the club. Ruud's making his runs. He wants his goals. Absolute committed serial winner. He's got this kid messing around, doing step-overs 500 times. He's going to go out on the outside. Then he's going to come back on the inside. Wants to beat his man 3 or 4 times. It reminds me a hell of a lot. Early Ronaldo's decision-making made you want to punch the nearest kid. Honestly, it was terrible. But what you're seeing from Mason Greenwood does echo that. I don't think the style of play is the same. I'm not sure the ability is the same, but the frustration is definitely the same. And there's definitely some serious potential in there, probably world-class potential in there. And I think Ronaldo would do well to sort of think back and remember how Ruud was with him. Because Ruud wasn't nice to him. And, you know, maybe that made him into the winner he is today. Maybe he still harbors some sort of resentment to him. Either way, I look at those two playing together and it reminds me of Ruud and early Ronaldo, and they were unsuccessful. And when you see some of the other partnerships that we've had where people are friendly and they work together, York and Cole being the pinnacle of that, they were successful. So I would like them to figure it out, sort it out. And this is me projecting, of course. I'm not privy to any actual falling out. It could all just be down to the way Ronaldo's face is. Number 5, first choices. Rangnick fielded a team with one change from the win against Brentford. And that one change was Maguire over Lindelof, who was missing due to the burglary at his home. That tells me Ralph is starting to get to know who he can trust in the starting 11. And I think that the players are beginning to thrive on that trust. I still think we're a mile away from a vintage United performance, but I think it was like there was 1% more control. There was 1% more composure. There was 1% more understanding. And that's what you're supposed to try to do on a training field. You're supposed to, you're not meant to come in and go, that's how we're playing, and the players just go and play like that. It's unrealistic to think that that's possible. You have to try and get 1% more understanding every single time you step out onto the field. And if you're there long enough, you end up having the players play your philosophy. We're now up to 4th place in the league, which is obviously a good spot for us to be and somewhere that we obviously want to be. I do expect that to change very soon, potentially even by the time this video comes out. And there's teams around us with a ton of game in hand on us. But it feels like the style of play is starting to take root. It might be weeks before it actually clicks. It might even be months before it clicks. But the signs are there. And it's back-to-back wins against what we knew would be tricky opposition. And we just got to keep plugging away now. We've got, I think it's 13, 14 days before our next game. United now have got the opportunity to get into the training ground and start doing some serious work. If there is any differences, if there is any arguments, whatever these leaks are, hopefully they can get squashed. We can figure out who's going before the end of the January transfer window. We can actually start putting some work into the players who are and want to be here. I think that'll be a very positive thing. So, nice one. Actually, before you go, there's something I want to ask. We are just about to drop the Stretford Paddock FC documentary for the last year. I'll put the link in the description below or in the comments. Please go check it out. Let me know what you think. And we've also got our match highlights from yesterday's game coming out as well. So go check those out over on the Stretford Paddock FC channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.